want to talk about anger today. It's the season of anger, of righteous anger, it seems. I had someone express to me that they have a right to be angry because they've been suppressed all their life and now they're just going to be angry and express it. And yes, you do have a right to be angry, but you do not have a right to hurt another person with your misdirected anger. If you are angry, go into the woods and break some plates, but do not direct your anger at some random person on Facebook, that doesn't even know you. So we need to be mindful of this, because this is exactly what keeps the abuse cycles active and continuing, right? We rail against abuse, but we don't understand how our expression of anger is precipitating more abuse, right? You're passing it on to total strangers that have nothing to do with your anger source. So I want to talk about anger and why it is important that we understand where our anger is sourced from, you see. I might be, expressing an opinion on Facebook and trigger a person into an angry outburst. Now, do I have anything to do with their anger emotion? With the trigger, yes. But with the actual wound, trauma wound, no. My response, my comment, merely triggered an old, ancient wound that was formed during childhood, right? And usually that wound was formed through invalidation, through neglect, sometimes abuse, and it was during the time of childhood where we felt we had no agency, we were helpless. So in that event, when the neglect, the dismissal, the disapproval first happened, that's when the wound was formed. So, and then of course, since childhood, we have lived suppressed in our emotions, which have now in our adulthood built up so much that we're blowing up at people today that had nothing to do with the original wound. That's why you have, there's a trigger warning here, that's why you have young people go into schools and shooting up, classmates. Their anger was suppressed for years, and the root cause was not understood. And so we spray our anger like rubber bullets at everybody standing around now, at all the bystanders who did not originally hurt you. You see, and this is why we say hurt people hurt others, because we are not mindful and we do not understand the source of our anger, the source of our hurt. That's why shadow work is so important. Only when you understand the source and root for your angry emotions, for your rage, can you express it and release it in a healthy manner, in an aware state, not in an explosive, emotional, unaware state, where you spread it like shrapnel, where it hurts innocent people. Right? You have to come to an understanding of your trauma. And then you can regulate your emotions with some rationale, with some understanding, and not create more trauma, not create more abuse, see? Yes, you need to express your anger, but do so safely without causing injury to people, okay? You need to understand your trauma and go within and do your trauma work, do your childhood work, and take care of your inner child. Give your inner child a voice. Do it with a therapist. Do it in the woods. Go out in nature and have a good primal scream, crying, or whatever you need to do. But you need to verbalize your anger, and you need to ask yourself, why am I angry? Then you need to ask again, when you feel that, then you need to ask again, okay, why am I feeling that? What happened that made me feel that way in the first place? And then you walk yourself backwards to the source of the anger. And that's where you have to give yourself validation, self-love, and self-care and forgiveness. And then slowly you can heal this trauma, and you will become less reactive, less triggered, less explosive, right? And you'll become less harmful to other people. I hope this helps. So express your anger, but express it safely. Express it with mindfulness. And yeah.